Stop shaking when life tries to knock you down. If you do not change this, your life will be full of defeats and sorrows. Stand firm and never let them shake you. In this way you will achieve your success. For this, stay until the end. Do not be weak. An important lesson Islam teaches us is the full acceptance of the divine will, something fundamentally called qadr. It is believed that all life events are part of a larger plan drawn up by Allah, which brings more confidence. By adopting this conviction, the followers of Islam are motivated not to abase themselves in the face of painful circumstances, but rather to place their trust in the divine wisdom underlying every difficulty. The concept of sabr, which means to be calm and persistent, is extremely important in the Islamic mindset when facing challenges. Patience is not simply accepting suffering passively, but it is an active posture that includes perseverance and faith, acting with integrity, and patiently waiting for the relief that Allah can bring. Not to worry too much when life causes you pain is therefore to demonstrate confidence in the divine healing process. Islam also emphasizes the ephemerality of life in this world, discouraging the exaggerated pursuit of worldly pleasures in order to become more confident. The Holy Islamic book, the Quran, emphasizes that life is only a temporary phase of testing and that the faithful must keep themselves balanced, preventing vicissitudes from diverting their focus from the noble purpose of worshiping Allah. Moreover, in Islam, the importance of forgiveness and compassion is indisputable. Feeling more confident also means learning not to care when life causes you pain. It is also freeing the heart from the weight of resentment and hurt. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, demonstrated this virtue by forgiving those who have wronged him deeply throughout his life, thus imparting a sense of trust and security. By adopting Islam's view of difficulties, followers have the opportunity to cultivate a spiritual strength that goes beyond the challenges of the material world, becoming more confident. Not becoming emotionally attached to the difficulties of everyday life does not imply ignoring the suffering, but rather facing the experience with a mindset of spiritual growth and maturity. One of the fundamental tenets of Islam is acceptance of God's will, but worrying too much about adversity can lead to a refusal to understand the wisdom behind events. Having confidence in Allah and His plan is essential to understanding the concept of qadr or destiny. Worrying too much can lead to questions that shake this confidence, forming an obstacle that prevents the believer from deeply understanding the divine will. In Islam, the relevance of patience is emphasized. However, one must be careful not to exceed this limit, as an excessive zeal can lead to impatience, resulting in a heart full of restlessness and despair. Being constantly worried can lead to an uncontrolled search for immediate solutions, often diverting attention from the necessary patience and perseverance required by the path of Allah. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, warned about the importance of not clinging excessively to earthly pleasures, as this attitude can result in an insensitive heart and away from the spiritual aspect. When we worry excessively about difficulties, we run the risk of letting suffering overwhelm us, obscuring our view of the true essence of life and driving us away from the supreme purpose of worshiping Allah. Islam also values the relevance of forgiveness. However, intense worry can nurture feelings of rancor and discontent. Forgiveness is a fundamental attribute for emotional and spiritual well-being. However, excessive restlessness can make it difficult to release past resentments, thus preventing development and inner healing. Moreover, in the Islamic tradition, it is emphasized that challenges are trials of faith and patience, with the purpose of strengthening the character of the faithful. However, by worrying too much, a person may miss the chance to evolve spiritually, as he focuses more on instant pain than on the teachings that can be acquired through suffering. Although Islam encourages seeking solace and healing in the face of difficulties, excessive worry can become an obstacle to faith and spiritual growth. It is essential to seek a harmony between the acceptance of pain and faith in divine wisdom, so that, even in the face of the most challenging circumstances, hope and belief can guide the path of the faithful with more confidence. One of the essential foundations of this philosophy is the idea of tawakkul, which expresses a complete belief in Allah. In this context, not worrying too much does not mean disinterest, but rather having confidence that Allah is the best of planners and that every experience, positive or negative, is part of His perfect plan. Not only does this bring relief to the heart, but it also nurtures an intense sense of purpose in the midst of hardship. Patience, also known as sabr, is another key piece. Acting patiently in the face of life's adversities, according to Islam, implies not letting oneself be shaken. This is not a passive acceptance, but an active resistance to the temptations of impatience and despair. The believer is encouraged to remain persevering in the face of difficulties, believing that Allah is the constant friend in all journeys, granting him courage to overcome obstacles. Islam also preaches renunciation of the passing pleasures of this material world, raising confidence. The Quran reminds us that this life is only temporary, so it is important not to get too attached to its joys or sorrows, so as to feel more confident. By developing this mindset of detachment, the believer frees himself from the emotional bonds that often arise during difficult times, finding a way to strengthen his spiritual resilience. Forgiveness, an admirable characteristic emphasized in Islamic teachings, plays a key role. By not worrying excessively about pain, the religious individual exercises forgiveness as a gesture of liberation, providing a free flow of compassion and mercy. This not only relieves the emotional burden from the heart, but also makes it possible for deep spiritual growth. Islam, through its unique philosophy, encourages believers to see obstacles as opportunities for personal and spiritual growth, thereby increasing their confidence. Instead of surrendering to pain, the believer is encouraged to seek purpose in challenging experiences, understanding that Allah, in His infinite wisdom, guides every step on this journey. Not caring about the adversities of life in the context of Islam does not mean denying emotions, but rather responding wisely and balanced in the face of the ups and downs of existence. It is a proposal to embrace trust, exercise patience, cultivate detachment and forgiveness, thereby building a path to serenity in the face of adversity and strengthening spiritual connection with Allah. Now you are the protagonist of your own life, so don't limit yourself to being just a spectator. Leave a comment below this video stating that you are a Muslim and see who will interact with you. To do this, subscribe to the channel so as not to miss any opportunity to learn from the wisdom that I will soon be sharing. I left a guide in the comments of this video for you, which I used in my journey to become a follower of Islam. This manual contains all the answers to your questions, so become an adherent of Islam in a definite way right now.